Hello there. As a business owner, what do you do when you suspect that there might be a workplace bully in your team? Well, in this video, I'll explore the effects of bullying in the workplace and why it makes business sense to just stop it in its tracks. I will also provide tips on how to mitigate bullying in your workplace. I'll be right back. Welcome back. My name is Raymond Huan, and if you own a business, you're interested in business, or you wish to learn more about the tips and tricks on how to operate a business better, I encourage you to click on the subscribe button that you see before you right now. How extensive is workplace bullying? Well, according to a University of South Australian study, 2/3 of Australians experience bullying, but only 10% of those surveyed self-identify themselves as a victim of bullying. This study finds worrying implications. That is, while bullying exists in most, if not all workplaces, many instances of such bullying does not get reported. Many managers misconstrue incidents of bullying as a different issue. Often, it is interpreted as an interpersonal problem between staff members, and that bullying is possibly more widespread than what most people in Australia think. In fact, Australia ranks 6th in workplace bullying compared to the 31 European countries studied. The cost of bullying at work in Australia is estimated to be about $36 billion a year. Just think about it. Bullying in the workplace can contribute to actual performance issues. Its victims experience having trouble making decisions, it creates an incapacity to work and difficulty in concentrating. It also has a loss of self-esteem and a decline in the productivity of the employee who is a victim of bullying. Bullying affects just not one person. It also affects you, the business owner. It creates a hostile working environment. It promotes absenteeism, impacts workers, and encourages compensation claims. Just looking into these causes can give me a headache. Not only does your team not function in its most optimal and productive way, you could be even sued for that. And as a business owner or a leader, it is your responsibility to mitigate bullying in the first place. That's because aside from the dollar costs, bullying has been shown to have a lasting impact on the organization, which also impacts on the growth and the development of your employees and your business. There are many factors that can contribute to bullying, but here are 3 of the most common factors. A lot of the bullying issues surround policies that affect on how an employee is evaluated and how this evaluation affects their progress in the company. A lot of bullying happens in performance evaluations, particularly when an employee is being evaluated at the close of a project, for a promotion or for a raise. How do you hold performance evaluations in your company? And how many people get to evaluate each employee? Are the same people involved in every performance evaluation? And how transparent is this process? Bullies love having control to make sure that their victims are rendered helpless. Subtle forms of bullying include berating people, stealing credit, or unfair criticism. Exclusion is a common manifestation of bullying. Victims of bullying claim that bullies are likely to exclude them from recognition or rewards that they are otherwise entitled to receive. In a previous video, I discussed what emotional culture is and why it is important, especially because it affects your productivity. An organization with a positive emotional culture is one where employees are treated not just with respect, but where there is psychological safety. This is a crucial factor in building high-performance teams. On the flip side, however, an organization with a negative emotional culture is one where bullying is allowed to persist, where people are allowed to blame others for failures even if they themselves have contributed to that said failure. An organization with a negative culture allows people to threaten others or to speak in a threatening language. Now that we know what contributes to bullying, how do we mitigate it? The key to mitigating bullying is to nurture a healthy workplace culture and to put healthy systems in place. Bullying isn't caused by just one person. Persistent bullying in the company is often the result of broken systems and a negative workplace culture that either enables or allows the behavior to persist. For example, bullies will abuse vague policies and take advantage of the loopholes to allow them to continue such behavior. They also take advantage of when authorities are not able to respond or do not respond to repeated complaints about them. I would like to share with you 6 things that you need to note in order to mitigate bullying in your workplace. Let's take a look at them. Do not tolerate bullying. Be consistent both with your words and action. Do not ignore complaints of bullying, especially when it forms a repeated pattern. Train your managers to handle complaints. Oftentimes, the inability to respond to complaints isn't for lack of concern or intention, but because managers do not have the knowledge or skill sets required to manage such a situation. Have a bullying reporting protocol in place. Ensure that your employees know these steps. We need to observe due process to be transparent and to be thorough in every step of the way. Remember, false complaints are also a form of bullying, so you have to take note of that. Take prompt action. When a formal complaint is lodged, carry out swift action. Remember that bullying has a cost and it affects the organization as a whole in the long run. Learn proper performance management. Performance management in general should have a specific scope, focus on priorities, and be balanced. The process should also be transparent and made known to all the stakeholders involved. If you are interested to know more about what a business has to go through when facing exponential growth, you can download the first chapter of the book From 20K to 2 Million in 2 years absolutely free here. The chapter talks about the differences between a good and a great business and puts out questions that make you consider how you can turn your business from good to great. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I look forward to catching up with you again in the next video very soon.